What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Now, if you've watched my previous videos, you of course know that I'm always buying and selling, new tools. I love always having the latest tools, checking them out. But one thing that I'm going to say the opposite here about is that I don't recommend, of course, buying new tool storage if you don't have to. If you've already got tool storage, as you can see behind me, I've got, plenty of tool storage. Honestly, I don't think it's really going to be ever worth upgrading. Well, not necessarily ever, but really not worth upgrading tool storage as much as you maybe like to. And what I mean by that is tool storage seems like the pricing has gone just astronomically high now. So right in front of me, this is my Harbor Freight US General 5-drawer cart. And if you didn't know, this thing used to be under $200 actually pretty regularly. I found this coupon on the Harbor Freight database for like $169, which is pretty awesome. Now, I paid about $230 for this, and that is with a coupon. This thing is probably nearing $300. I could see this thing hitting $300 retail price by the end of the year. So that's basically almost doubled in price now. And of course, if I were to say maybe a couple years back, I actually just bought two of these, got them for $169 each, I could have later went and sold these, or sold just one of them, and pretty much, I probably could sell it for around $200 on Facebook, no problem. So I could have actually made money on that first one relatively easily, and still had one left over for not too much money. So what I'm trying to say though is when it comes to power tools, they decrease in value, but tool chests, it seems like they've only gone up in value. All my tool chests I have behind me, I either got from a client, I got on clearance because they're damaged. The Cobalt chest over here were both damaged clearance items. I had to fix them myself, and I got them for almost nothing. Now the US General over here, I paid for basically retail for. I did get it on a parking lot sale back in, I think, 2015 or 2016. It's been a long time. But I remember paying, I think it was like $250, $300. It was actually a really good deal for it. I think it was actually $300. I can't even find my receipt for it. It's been so long since I bought it. But what's funny though is the top and the bottom are now basically both more expensive than buying the whole unit now. So I could probably sell this thing for easily more than I paid for it, because this thing goes for, I think, like almost $600-700 now retail. So is it worth upgrading to, say, like the US General Series 2, Series 3? In my opinion, I would say no. This is, I believe it's a Series 1. I don't think it's Series 2. I know Series 2 had the, it's more noticeable there. This one just says US General Pro on it. I'm pretty sure that's Series 1. I feel me in the comments, guys. I'm wrong on that one. I'm not really sure on that. But anyways, of course, I don't think it's worth upgrading to the new Series 2 or Series 3. Not saying it's not right for you, but for me, though, this thing works perfectly fine. There's absolutely zero issues. As long as, you keep the drawers lubricated, and, of course, you don't beat on it, don't beat it up, and don't misuse it, I think it's going to be totally fine for easily another 10-20 years without much issue there. So as we keep seeing these higher and higher prices, as inflation keeps going, of course we're not going to see pricing probably ever come back down again. We're going to see, of course, sales and coupons hit. But is it worth upgrading tool storage? That's the thing, is because all the tool storage I've currently owned, even the box that I've got right over here, I only use that box for hardware, things like screws, nuts, and bolts. That thing doesn't even have any ball bearings. It's just metal on metal, or all the drawers. It's kind of funny. I make sure I keep that thing really nicely lubricated, because I just don't want it to start rusting out or the drawers start failing. But I think that thing is almost 50 years old, and it still works fantastic for what I need to do. Just kind of hold some screws. That doesn't really do anything heavy duty. Actually, the bottom on it is actually entirely rusted out, and it's now I actually just put a piece of plywood on the bottom. I screwed to it and put some casters on, and it still works fine. Is it worth me paying, maybe buying another US General cart like that, or even buying a Craftsman now for around $200? I don't think so. I think it works totally fine for what it is. But the point is, guys, is for me to redo all of the tool storage out of my garage. I've even got the Craftsman here over to the right. Honestly, it's just not worth it. It would cost me thousands and thousands of dollars at this point. Even the Cobalt storage behind me, that's going to run you easily $600-800 for just one of those. The one to my right over here, that's going to be over $1,000 easily to replace. So is it worth upgrading tool storage? Or honestly, I think it's better to just keep using it until they totally don't work at all, until every drawer is busted out, or until you lose a couple drawers, of course. Then it's maybe time to then get a new one. So my point is, if you've got tool storage that still works and you don't really see any reason to replace it because maybe you just want something that's shiny, want something that's new, honestly, it's hard to recommend going that course now because new tool storage is just so expensive now, and a lot of stuff has almost doubled in price since we've seen it even 5-6 years ago now. So I mean, if you've still got storage that's working fine and you don't see a reason to replace it, I'd say keep it. Now, of course, if you can sell some of that older stuff for even more than you paid for it, it's definitely possible. That's kind of the other side of the coin here, is that a lot of your tool storage now is worth well more than you probably paid for if it's, of course, over 5+ years old now. So it's kind of one of those things where it's not really worth it to always flip to the newest stuff. Are you really going to see a difference between the US General Series 2 and Series 3? I mean, I think it's definitely great quality stuff, but I don't think I'll ever see a difference in that kind of stuff at all. And of course, this doesn't really include a lot of the, tool truck brands. That stuff is a totally different story there. That stuff works a bit different than a lot of the, the homeowner stuff or the professional stuff you can buy at, Lowe's or Home Depot. But again, that stuff is still, staying, quite expensive. A lot of the Husky stuff, when it goes on sale, even during the holidays, it's at like $50, maybe $100 most off at most. But then you got like Craftsman and Cobalt, even US in general, they maybe go off $100 max now. And it's really, there's not really a lot of really great sales on this stuff anymore. It's just quite expensive now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. As tool storage keeps getting more and more expensive, are you going to be upgrading less? Or are you going to be maybe selling your stuff more now so you can get more money for it? So guys, thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Have a great day and stay safe out there.